I'm going to make a quick video this morning while the birds are being quiet. And this is how I make wine. I started making wine a few years ago because we grow our own CONCORD grapes here on the farm. So to make it easy, I just bought a kit online. It had everything I needed. The only thing extra I bought were some extra carboy glass containers to put it into after it's done with this step, and some Camden tablets. I also bought some extra yeast. But everything else that I needed came in the kit. I did purchase a racking cane, and that's really helpful for the racking step, but that's not part of the step at all. First, I freeze my grapes. These I harvested last fall, and then I had them in the freezer over winter. This is now early to mid-spring that I'm starting this batch. I start in my primary. All of my grapes are thawed out and put... My bird was on my shoulder, now he's on the floor. All of my grapes are now in this bag. It's a net bag. And I've already gone through and squished to get as many popped and broken down as possible. The freezing process already did a lot of the work for this step, so I don't worry too much about squishing them a whole lot. This one's already squished anyway. So the first thing I'm going to do is add my sugar. You can use honey for this step and make it mead. I've done that before, and I will do that again with some of my batches this year, but not this batch. It uses a lot of honey, and I don't like to use honey too often. A little stir stick. Angry cat wants out. This is a very loud farm. There's always animal noises going on in the background somewhere. All right, next I'm going to add my pectin enzyme. I already have my scoop here. This one's a half teaspoon for this size of primary container. Easy. Next I'm adding yeast nutrient, 1 teaspoon for this size of a primary. And easy. Now I'm going to take I've got 2 Camden tablets here and 2 spoons. I'm going to crush them in between the spoons. This is the best method to do this that I've found. But if you know of a better method, please do share. And so, just like that. Now I'm not going to add the yeast at this point. What I'm going to do is add the water, close it up, and let it sit for 24 hours before I add the yeast. Now the Camden tablet's going to sterilize everything. And then I add the yeast afterwards to activate the biology and make the wine. So now I'm filling it with, this is RO water. I'm going to fill it about that much. I'm saving just a tiny bit to put in my airlock as soon as I'm done. And I'm almost done. Now I just stir a little bit. Break up the Camden powder. And that's it for today. Now I just put the lid on in the airlock. I'm going to snap that down in a minute. It can be kind of hard and it can be loud. Put the airlock in, open it. Fill it with water to the fill line. Ooh, perfect. Pop the lid on. And then as soon as I'm done and everything's locked down and the lid's locked in, I like to wipe everything down with my sanitizer. Now I'm going to let this sit for 24 hours and I'm going to check it. Then I'm going to add my yeast nutrient tomorrow.